Hello guys, since this is the first session of Python, we will look into the few basic terminologies and few basic coding examples in Python. So first, to practice Python on your laptop, you go to Google Colab, which can be used to practice Python. So first, let's talk about what is a software. A software is a set of instructions given to the hardware, that is the computer. That is called as software, okay? So the second terminology is, what is a programming? Programming means writing the instructions, okay? What is a code? A code is a instructions that we write here. Both there's not much difference, but the uh, only minor difference is that programming means we writing the instructions is called programming, and the code is the instructions that are written are called as code. Okay, what is a programming language? So programming language, in a basic sense, see, for a computer, we should give instructions in a language that the computer understands. Okay, so these are the languages that allow the computer to understand what we have written. So that is called programming language. So there are a variety of programming languages available in the market. Like there are 700 varieties of programming languages available. Okay. Now the next term is syntax. What is a syntax? Syntax is nothing but, see, if we consider the language English or Hindi or Telugu, we have grammar, right? So for the programming language, there is a syntax. That means each programming language has a unique set of rules. Okay, so that is called as syntax. Like we have rules in grammar, we have syntax, which comprises of a unique set of rules. We will understand those rules with a simple code, that is print, open brackets, double quotes, and hello world. You can click on this play button to execute the program, or you can use shift plus enter, a shortcut key. It will take a while to execute the code for the first time. Since you have opened a Google Colab for the first time, it will take some time. And let's use the Python as a calculator. Let's say print open brackets 4 plus 56 and shift enter. That is, let's given the correct output, that is 60. Now let's do subtraction using print 9 minus 2. Shift enter, that is 7. Now let's do multiplication using Python, that is print 7 into 9. Shift enter, that is 63. Let's do division using Python, that is print open brackets 8 slash 2. We use slash for division and star for multiplication. Okay, so shift enter, that is 4. Okay, this is how we use Python as a calculator. Now let's talk about variables and data types. Let's understand what are variables and data types with examples. Let's say you were given a card which is having these particular options like sport that you want to choose, and your age, and your height, and if you have participated in this before, here you will have both options called yes and no. So these are called as variables. Okay, so when I give sport as basketball, this particular thing is called as value. So for the variable sport, the value is basketball, and for the variable age, the value is 28, and for the variable height, the value is 5.6, and for the variable did you apply before, the value is choosing one among the two, that is star. With star I've chosen this. Okay, let's say I give my age is equal to 28, and I would like to print my age. That is, when I define age in print, it will print the value of the variable age. Okay, so print age. That is, it has given the output as 28. So now, since Python is a language which actually executes in sequence, that means our code need to be a sequence of instructions. If I give print before actually defining the value of age, let's say I give print ages and I am defining ages after I print that value, there is a chance it will throw error because, see, name error ages, because it is not defined before printing the value. It is defined after printing the value. So it is going to throw error. You have to define the variable value before printing it. That is, you go here, let's say I'm giving 30 here. Now you execute. What happens here is that when you actually give the variable ages, and you give its value as 30, Python is going to uh, take this value into ages and it will save that. So when it saves, when I print the ages, it will give me the value 30. But before it was not the case. Before, what we have actually done is we have given the print first and then we have defined the value of ages later. So when I'm printing a is 30, so when I'm printing a, prior defining the value for a, it will throw error saying name error, name a is not defined, which means this value of a is not defined before printing it. It is defined after that, but it is of no use. Even without it, it is of no use because here itself the Python is throwing the error. Understand? Okay. Let's see another example. Though I am defining the value of age as 20, let's say, let's delete this. Okay. Let's say I'm defining the value of ages as 28, and here I am purposefully giving the space and printing the value that is ages. Now enter. See, here it says indentation error. Indentation is nothing but here, as I said, Python will have certain rules. So the rule is that you leave no spaces before print. Now, when you execute without spaces, yes, it printed the value. That is a sequence of instructions. And let's say I would like to change the value of particular variable. Let's say I give a is equal to 1 and I'm printing the value of a. Now again, I'm giving the value of a is equal to 2 and now I'm printing the value of a again. So let me explain what is happening here. First is the value of a is taken and the value of a is printed here as 1. And next it is going to the third line. It is taking the value of a and replacing it with 2. So 2 is replaced in the place of 1 and then it is going to the fourth line. It is going to print the value of a as 2. Let's see. So this is what happened. Now let's say I will give the value of b as 1 and I will give the value of b as 2 again. Now I will print the value of b and again I will print the value of b. What is happening here is that now you have defined the value of b as 1. In the second line, you have defined the value of b again as 2, which means the value is replaced with 2. Now the value of b is 2. Now it will go to the third line. It will print the value of b as 2, and again it will go to the fourth line. Again it will print the value of b as 2 because the b value is 2. So now both the values are 2 because this is the concept of Python. It will come in the sequence order. Okay. Now let's say I would like to give value of c as 1 and value of b as 2. There's no need for spaces also here. I'm just giving it for the better view. But yeah, now let's say C is equal to D. Now I want to print C and I want to print D. Let me explain what is happening here. See, here you have defined the value of C as 1 and you have defined the value of D as 2. Again, you have defined the value of C as D, which means the value of D is 2. That is, now C will also become 2. Now D is 2, C is 2. Now when I print C, it is going to print 2. And when I print D, it is going to print 2. See, that is the sequence order. Now let's say I will give the value of E as 1 and I will give the value of F as 2. Now let's say I will give the value of E as F plus 1. Okay. Now I will print E and I will print F. Here we have forgotten N. Okay. Now what is happening here? The value of E is 1, the value of F is 2. Now the value of E is again taken as F plus 1, that is 2 plus 1, which is 3. Now when I print E, it is going to take the value of E that is defined last. So the value of E is 3. Now it will print 3 and the value of F is 2. The last value of F is 2. The last value of E is 3. Now it will print 3 and then 2. See, that is how it works. Now let's talk about the expressions in Python. Expressions in Python are nothing but they're a combination of values, variables, and operators. Like example, let's say a plus b or a plus 2 or 5 into 2 plus 3 into 4. So these are the expressions in Python. Okay. The order of executing the expression is board mass. So board mass B is brackets and O is orders and D is division and M is multiplication, A is addition, S is subtraction. Here let's say so you need to remember that first preference goes to brackets and second preference goes to orders. That is, we will get into that later, but it is kind of a root of some value. And division, next comes multiplication, and next comes addition, and next comes subtraction. So if I'm defining a value like a is equal to first thing the Python is going to consider is the brackets. Whatever the brackets are there, it will consider them first. And the second orders we don't have division. Next is the division. Now the brackets are finished. The division is also finished. Next thing we have is the multiplication. Now it will go with the multiplication. That is how the board mass concept works. All right. Okay. Let's say a is equal to double quotes hello plus double quotes space plus double quotes world. So this concept where we have given plus in between, this concept is called string concatenation. Okay. String concatenation is nothing but joining the values of string. What is a string? The alphabets that we are defining are called as strings. Not just alphabets. You can define numbers. You can define characters. You can define anything as string using double quotes. So when you are actually putting the value in this double quotes, it becomes string. So we are using this string, and this string to concatenate into one string. That is, when I print the value of a, it brings all together and prints as a single string. So this concept is called string concatenation. We are adding all these three values. Space defined in double quotes is also considered as string. Now let's get into another concept. Okay, before the concept, let's talk a little about string concatenation. Let's say I given a is equal to star, that is string, plus number 10. This is not going to be string concatenation because here I have defined string, but this is a number, that is integer. So I am trying to concatenate the string with the integer. That is definitely the error. See, type error. You can only concatenate string, not integer. So here what we will do, we will define the 10 as string. That is, using double quotes, we will define it as string with a space. Now when I execute it, see, the string concatenation is done. Start space 10. Okay. Now let's use another concept called string repetition. That is, string repetition is nothing but if you want to execute or if you want to print a single string multiple times, that concept is called as string repetition. So for that, we will use a simple code. That is, let's say a is equal to, I define string, let's say hi, into 10. Here I am giving the integer, but this is not going to be error because I'm giving multiply this string 10 times. That is called string repetition. Okay. So when I print a, see, I'm getting hi 10 times. Okay, you might not be clear. So I'll give space here and execute. See, the high is executed 10 times. That is string repetition. Using string repetition and string concatenation. See, string concatenation. Using these two concepts, we will try a little experiment on Python. Let's say I will give my value s is equal to Python. Okay. Now I want s to be changed to hash 2 times. Okay, I'll say what I'm going to do. I want to generate something like here. I want to generate something like Python and hash Python @@. This is what I want to get as an output. So I'm defining s. Oh, sorry. This will take s. Okay, let's say @@, and Python @@. I have defined the value of s as Python, and I'm trying to change the value of s as open brackets. In double quotes, I have defined as @. I am doing string repetition for this, and now I would like to concatenate Python, or I would like to concatenate this value. That means I can give as s. because the previous value of s is Python. It will take that value, and now at the rate 2. Here, now when I print the value of s, it will do the string repetition for at the rate, and it will add s, that is the value of s, and it will add another string repetition at the rate 2 times. So the output will be at the rate Python at the rate at the rate. So clear understanding, we will give space, and here we will give space. See, okay, okay, here also. So this is what we wanted as output, and we got it. Okay, and now I would like to know the length of the string. Okay, to know the length of the string, we will be using len of. This rule is used to find out the length of the string. Let's say I will give my user value as Python, and length of this value is len of the user. Now I would like to print the length. The length will be the length of the user. When I execute, print. Okay, you have given capital L. See, these are the mistakes that we do. So now the length of the user is 6. Let's see, python, that is 6 characters, and we have got the value as 6. That is correct. Now let's say I want the length of the user hi Python and space Python. So 6 plus 2, that is 8, right? But here we get the value 9 because the space in between is also considered as string, as I mentioned before. When you try to get the length of the value, you will get the value of entire string, that is including spaces. So that's it for today. For the next session, we will learn how to take the inputs from the user, and we will also look into type conversions. We will meet in the next session. Bye.